Hey, what's up guys, it's Dom from Hole Printing Inc. In today's very quick yet very insightful video, I'll be teaching you how to embroider on hoodies. I have the TM Easy embroidery machines. I have two of them with the automatic tension adjustments and the intelligent presser foot. So this is making my life so much easier. I'll be showing you step by step what you need to do to properly embroider your very first hoodie, if ever you do have commercial machines like this. Now, even if you don't have the TM Easy embroidery machines, the same principles will most likely apply, but really consider investing into high quality embroidery machines. This is going to make your life a whole lot easier and make your embroidery experience a whole lot more enjoyable. Now, this is examples of how our embroidery is coming out. Very nice, very clean, and we have a few ways on how we can do this properly. Number one, we suggest you get some sort of hooping station like this. This is a hoop master, and we have the big hoop to embroider backs and center embroideries. We're making sure this is properly inserted. Once this is all properly set up, your next step, insert cutaway stabilizer. What type of stabilizer do you use? We have white and black cutaway stabilizer. We have this mesh stabilizer, and we also have a tearaway. So what's the difference between cutaway, tearaway, and mesh? How I like to see it is cutaway is for anything that you want a thick embroidery. So anything that's big designs or a lot of details, you want to use some sort of cutaway. This is going to hold your stitches in place better and reduce that crumpling effect you sometimes get in embroidery. So this is what I suggest for cutaway. When do you use it? Hoodies, in most cases, you'll always be using cutaway. For hats, in some instances, like dad hats, which are very flimsy, you'll be using cutaway. For polos, some people use cutaway, some people use tearaway. We like to use mesh because you don't feel it as much on polyester items. Think about dry fit t-shirts as well. This is where the mesh will come in handy. We personally like to use tearaway stabilizer, the one you just tear away, on hats and on some specific embroideries that have very low density and detailed. So let's say we have the W of hole printing to embroider, right? This is a big one, but let's say we have a smaller one to do. This is where we could use tearaway on, let's say, a simple black t-shirt to make sure you don't feel it as much. We'll have a more detailed video on what stabilizer to use when, but in general for this application, we'll be using one layer of cutaway stabilizer. Now, do you use white or black? It depends on the hoodie color. Obviously, on black hoodies, we'll be using the black cutaway, and on the gray hoodies, we'll be using the white cutaway. We'll be loading our cutaway on this hoop master right now. So what she's doing now is she's placing her hoop attachment on top and then cutting over it. Once she has her desired width and length, she opens up the hoop master and places her stabilizer, making sure that it overlaps properly, clamping the bottom and then clamping the top, making sure everything is tight and there's no wrinkle in her stabilizer. So she's used to it, so she cut it pretty tight on this application. If ever you're not very experienced, you can give yourself a bit more margin, let's say an inch on both sides, so you have a better clamp on your stabilizer. Once this is all said and done, her next step is going to be to prepare her hoodie. So a few things to look out for when you're going to prepare your hoodie. You want to see approximately where you want your embroidery design to go. So a good rule of thumb is if you have the luxury of having a few blanks laying around, as you can see here, we cut out our PCPS logo. So we basically stitched out a test, and this gave us a template like this. So we can visually see as we move through other sizes how this is going to line up on these hoodies. So obviously she has, let's say, a few fingers down, maybe she can measure, whatever you feel most comfortable with. After she's comfortable with this placement, she can make a line to find her center. Another idea you could do is just use your fingers, find the height you want your embroidery design to start, make a line, then measure out how big your embroidery is. You can do this on the computer, and then do another line on the bottom, and then do a line on the side where your embroidery is going to be. Basically, we like doing a rectangle, a square, whatever the shape of your logo is, to kind of see exactly visually where this is going to line up, especially for the first one. If you don't have access to this, you can just use your fingers or visually find the center of where you want your embroidery design to start, and just account for the height and the width of your total design to get a visual of where your design is going to line up. So in this case, we're going to be doing it as she was doing it before, placing her template, visually centering it where she wants it. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, Dom, these are so many steps to do a simple hoodie. You're completely right. If you only have a hoodie to do, I'd honestly just go a few fingers down, maybe use a tape measure, visually line up my logo, find my center, and put it on the hoop master. But this is just to start off for the first one. After that, you can actually use your hoop master in a way that we'll cover in a future video, have perfect alignment each time, every time. In this example, we have around 62 hoodies to do. So this makes sense for us for the first one to line it up like this, do a test, obviously making sure that everything embroidered properly, and then proceed with alignment. So now she's measuring to make sure it lines up how it did on her other hoodies, finding your center, making sure the PCPS is properly centered here, adjusting accordingly. Once she's satisfied with the height and placement, she can then lock it into place with her fabric chalk. So this doesn't leave any marks on the garments after it's been washed. So she's finding her height and just making a few lines to contain her embroidery. So once she removes her template, she knows she's gonna have to stay within these margins when she does her trace. So right here, she's measuring the center line to find where her needle needs to go on the embroidery machine. So when she starts embroidering, it's gonna stay within those margins. But you'll also see shortly, when we do the trace on the machine, we'll be able to do a slow trace and make sure it stays within this rectangle. So these are a lot of steps to come to the same result. This is really for a perfect result, to really have this template recreated on this hoodie. There's more simple ways to go about it, but this is a sure way to make sure that your alignment is mostly perfect. Now that we have our center lines and we know exactly where we want our embroidery to go, our next step is to make sure that we load our hoodie inside this hoop master here. So she's gonna open the hoodie up here. She's gonna load it like this. So when she's loading, she's making sure there's no wrinkles in the hoodies. We're making sure it's not too tight, not too loose. We want that nice equilibrium where everything is good. Want to make sure this collar above or on the actual hoops, so we get a nice clamp whenever we do put our magnetic hoops. And also, I didn't say it at the beginning, but I really suggest you invest in magnetic hoops. It makes your life 10 times easier and it goes 10 times faster. So right now she's visually making sure the hoodie is straight. She want to make sure the hoodie is not tilting in a certain way, because obviously the embroidery is going to be tilted in a certain way. So once she's satisfied with everything, she can now take her hoop attachment and just lock it into place, making sure obviously this is on the right side. How do you know it's on the right side? If the general rule of thumb, if you look at your hoop attachment, you want to make sure that this is further away from where your entry point is. So obviously we're not going to load on this machine the hoodie from here. It's going to make our life a lot more difficult than it has to be. We're going to make sure we load our hoodie from the bottom here. So if we use the rule of this hole away from the first entry point, we want it to be furthest away from us, right? Not the opposite. Now for the magnetic hoops, it's really easy. We just lock it into place and we clamp like this. Obviously making sure that we have approximately the same distance between both of our marks. We're a bit too much on this side for this hoodie here, but this is completely okay, because this is why we took the time to properly do our rectangle and find our center. As long as we start here on the embroidery and we do a trace, we should have a perfect alignment. If ever you don't have these marks here, or you just have the center point, it might be a bit trickier to see where your center point is and making sure you stay within the margins. If not, your design might be too much on one side or the other. So just make sure you try to hoop as best as you can each time center-wise. Once everything is said and done, we simply want to remove it from the hoop master. So she's going to lift it up here. Then we're going to unload it from the hoop master and make our way to the embroidery machine. So you can place your hoodie to the side. You can actually do a few of these before you start your embroidery day. Again, always suggesting you do a test before you actually start hooping everything. You can hoop one to do your test, obviously, but make sure you test out your design before you go into a full run. Now we're going to turn on the embroidery machine. So here on this machine, we're just going to click the right button here. This is going to do an origin search, making sure there's nothing in the way of the machine. Now we're going to insert our hoodie, making sure that we load it underneath here first. We're going to slide it down. I'm going to help her because she's usually doing this in another angle. So now she's just going to clamp this underneath here, and she's going to hear a click. Once she hears that click, the next step is to make sure she presses both of these arms inside of the hoodie. So sometimes as you embroider more and more, these arms are going to kind of slightly bulge out. Just make sure every time you get into the habit of embroidering something, you push these arms back on both sides to hear that click. Once that's good, we're double checking inside here to make sure that there's nothing clumping up, especially inside the hoodie, right? So you can pass your hand, making sure this feels tight like a drum. Nothing's in the embroidery field. Nothing is underneath here besides the stabilizer and the hoodie fabric on top. So we're good to go. The laces are not in the way. And if ever you're embroidering something that's super oversized or dragging down, you can put some sort of table or stool underneath here to support some of this weight. So once your garment is properly loaded, in this case the hoodie, we want to make sure we select our design. So in this case, we already have the design selected. So what we can do here is we can click on this flower. We can click on the design we need, which is this one in this case. We can click on the needle icons here. This is going to bring up our colors. We've already done the selection. We won't be changing anything, but you want to go basically step by step. So an example of here, number 1, right? You see, we have 13. So how does this work? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ignore the colors you see on the screen. They're always going to be wrong in most cases. So 13, that's our Irish green. You want to go down to your colors like that. Oftentimes you'll have some sort of digitizer PDF that you can follow. Just make sure you enter everything properly. Once everything has been entered properly, you can click enter here on the corner or flip it. So if we click here we have options, right? You can flip your logo depending on the alignment, right? So here we're already good, and you can also decrease the size, but I suggest you only use the screen to flip. If you need to decrease the size, in most cases it's better to get it redigitized. So once we're satisfied with everything here, we're going to click enter. So we can click enter once again here. Yes. Our color selection is ready. The logo is flipped on the appropriate side. Now the next step is we want to click where it says 13 here, and we want to click on 1. This is going to bring us to needle 1. So how do we find our center? Basically, she did a center line here. But what we can also do is bring our presser foot down, because sometimes this red dot is not going to be appropriate. So by putting the presser foot down, we get a better idea that the hoodie actually needs to come a bit towards me holding the camera. So we're going to slightly do that with the arrows here. And we're going to bring the hoodie more towards here. Then we're going to put the presser foot down. This looks like a pretty good center point here. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. We're talking about millimeters. So once we're satisfied with the placement, our next step is to just make sure we put our thread back here. So she's just going to pop it open underneath here. I'm just going to put my thread back here like this. So once everything is good, the next step is to do our trace. Again, the trace is going to make sure we don't ever hit this hoop on the side here, and we also stay within our margins. So we're going to click on this button right here, and we're going to click trace. Once we go here, we're going to start with a slow trace. Now we're going to follow along to make sure it doesn't hit our blue corners and we stay within our margins. So again, these lines were just rough guidelines, but as we can see, we're staying within the lines, maybe overlapping slightly, but this looks perfect. So everything's looking good here. We did our origin search at the beginning. We then inserted our DST into the machine. We selected the appropriate thread colors we wanted. We chose needle 1. We set presser foot on the X on our garment. We slow traced to make sure that it wasn't hitting this magnetic hoop and it was staying relatively within our margins of the rectangle. Now we're technically ready to start our embroidery. So just a few notes before the machine starts doing its thing. You want to make sure that you stay relatively close of your first embroidery to make sure that everything is properly tensioned, especially if you don't have a Tajima TM Easy embroidery machine. Some machines might need adjustments. So make sure you stay close and you look out for that. Look out for loose threads, look out for breaking threads, look out if you need to change your bobbin, right? Especially if you have a big design like this, which can take up to almost an hour. So take your time, start the embroidery, check it out. we actually did this step already. We're not going to show you physically embroidering the hoodie, but I want to take your attention to a hoodie that's already been done. I want to show you how to remove the backing, how to remove the thread on top if ever there is any, and how to fix these lines on the corner that your magnetic hoop does. We're going to cover this very, very quickly. So inside here, it's a very, very simple way to clean up your embroidery design on the back. Okay, we're not physically going to do it because it's very simple, but you simply want to cut pretty close. You can leave around a centimeter of backing, but you want to cut around here, 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 and here. You don't want to necessarily cut in between here. It's going to hold up your embroidery a bit better. Some people might use 2 or 3 layers of cutaway. For these things here, really up to your preference. A lot of people like to clean it up because it looks more professional. Usually what we do is just we take little scissors and we just cleaning up on the back here. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the backing. You just want to cut it away and you want to clean it up as best as you can. Make sure though, you don't go too close to these threads because sometimes it can cause issues on the front of your embroidery. So that's pretty much my basic tips for the backing. And obviously make sure not to cut the hoodie. Again, leaving even an inch, right? Or maybe not an inch, but like half an inch could be a good idea to avoid cutting into the embroidery and into the hoodie by extension. So a good rule of thumb is to flip it like this and to cut like this by staying around a finger for your hoodie itself. So on the front of your embroidery, it's the same principle. You want to make sure that if ever you have any overlapping threads, this is basically when it stops embroidering and it goes to another letter or something or another part of the design, it sometimes leaves a thread. In this case, our digitizer did a good job. We have no threads that we need to cut. So there's nothing to do on this front here. The only thing we could do is we could steam the hoodie with just like a normal steamer or iron to remove these lines here. Or another simple trick you can do if you don't have a steamer is you can just put a bit of water on a towel and just kind of dab in the corners. And when it dries, you're not going to see those lines here. This is just basically the fabric that got compressed. So a bit of water and a towel and you're all set to go. Once you're satisfied with everything and how everything looks, you double check your embroidery, you make sure it's properly centered, and you've successfully embroidered a hoodie. Now there's a lot of things we didn't cover, like your thread colors and a lot of little details that we'll be covering in separate videos. I just wanted to share with you, if you've never did a hoodie before on a commercial embroidery machine, hopefully this video can guide you in the right directions and make sure you don't skip any important steps. If ever you did find this video somewhat helpful and insightful, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new. This was Dom from Hole Printing Inc. Make a print you'll never forget.